I'm going to dive into today's training. I'm super excited about it because, like I said, this is stuff that I learn during my weekend business to help and share with you so that you can grow in your business. So I share with you tips, tools, and strategies that I learned in my business to help you in yours. This week's was kind of embarrassing. Okay, so do you ever feel like, I wish they would just open their freaking email or read their email because I put it in the email. Read your email, people. Have you said that? Have you said that about people or your clients not reading email? I know I have, okay? Because I try not to bombard my people with email, but read your email because it's there, right? So I set up my assistant's email a year ago, okay? Before it was just me, Melissa at thedancinghouse.com. All emails went to me. Then I hired an assistant 2 years ago, and then we finally made that change over to giving her her own inbox about a year ago. Like I made her use mine for a year. And then COVID hit after that. All right. So there was a lot of emails going out. I don't know about you, but for school and for everything, there was just so much being bombarded. And we noticed people like having a lot, like questions. And we would be like, it was in the email. Why didn't you get it? And then what else happened? COVID. And then we noticed things this spring, people not getting an email, questioning more questions. And then it's recital time. We actually have a recital tomorrow. So this past month, there's been a few more emails regarding costumes, regarding pictures, regarding recital. And again, just a lot of questions that were like, do you not read your email? What's going on? This has been said. So we just chalked it up to people not reading email, right? Just chalk it up. So we did the strategies. I'm all about figuring out the problem. What is the problem? So we went, we watch our open rate, we see what happens. Then I'm like, okay, let's make sure we always have an emoji in the subject line, okay? And because it's from the studio, let's make sure it's always a dancer emoji. So that way, at least that pulls their attention in their email. But then Karen noticed something yesterday. She goes, Melissa, I just noticed this. She did a test email to herself to make sure the links were working. And not that she's never done this before, but for the first time she noticed it. She goes, I just realized that the email address just says hello. It doesn't say anything in the dancing house. It doesn't say her name. It just says hello. She goes, I think that's why our emails aren't being open. She goes, I'm going to send it to you to make sure. Sure enough, it just said hello. So that made us go, well, if it just says hello, most people would think that's spam because it's not specific. Now, keep in mind, before the email address was Melissa at thedancinghouse.com. So people knew Melissa and they opened the email. Now it says her email address is hello at thedancinghouse.com. It's not even Karen. So that is why. So then she goes, how do we fix that? I said, it's in the settings in the email. And she fixed it to now say the Dancing House office. So it's very official now. So I am looking forward to see if open rates improve. And I would think they would because that is very specific on knowing where the email is coming from. And we don't just send out fluff. We send out you need to read this because blah, blah, blah. So my point in all this is it was something that was, when I set up the email, it's hello at the dancing house. The reason I set it up that way is because Karen might move on. I might have somebody else man the email inbox. So it just kept it generic, right? I did not realize that hello was going to just be the name there. I didn't realize that. I just didn't click. Even though I do it in my other business, I change out who it came from. It didn't click there, okay? So it was somebody else, Karen, who saw that and noticed it. And it's such a little thing, right? But it could be a game changer in open rate, which then saves us time in having to respond to people who call or message us not getting the email. So I wanted to share with you that simple tip. Pay attention to that. How is your email looking from a customer standpoint? All right. If you already have your name or your business name, dancing house at the dancing house, something like that. Whatever it is, just pay attention to that. Be mindful of it. Fix it if it needs to be fixed. Another tip is add an emoji in the subject line. Subject lines are huge in open rates, and that's a whole other training. But I wanted to make sure your sender name is being noticed as the right email. And don't use a generic hello.